Hey, Magnificent Messengers, it's Astra here, and today what I would like to talk about is, and what I will talk about is being ashamed of being successful. So this has come up for me, or it came up for me really strongly last week. Um, I'll sort of tell it in a little bit of a story form, or at least in order of activity. Um, so, as many of you know, in February, after doing a lot of inner work around being visible and saying a conscious yes to being seen and heard in my business, which I hadn't yet done before, um, I realized that the most important thing that I could do for my business and for myself was to um, really make a firm commitment to conducting and running my business from my soul, um, as opposed to listening to what sources outside myself had to say about it. And I had been getting that message that that's really what was going to be the most beneficial for me, beneficial thing for me to do. I'd been getting this message for a while, but sometimes it takes us a while to actually allow our messages to sink in and start to really follow their guidance. So, so in February of this year, and what is it now? It's April still. Okay, it'll be May soon. Okay. um, so basically, for about a quarter of a year ago, um, I once I decided to really firmly commit to um, uh, running my business um, solely based on the guidance, solely based, no pun intended, on the guidance of my soul. I realized a couple of things. One was that, uh, uh, well, I narrowed down even more um, narrowly my niche, or what I call my perfect tribe, and I knew even more clearly who I'm here to serve, and that's of course messengers. And and I really started asking my soul for clarity on things like marketing copy, web copy. How do I describe what I do? And so I, got that firmly in place. And then I realized that with all of this going on, that it was time for me to let go of my old business, which was Abundant Souls, and and rename my business, do a whole new website, and of course that became the Magnificent Messengers. And then I for sort of like a soft launch for from the time I started in February through, I think I started at the end of February, so for the month of March, and then extending a week beyond that, I did what I call my soft launch, and I was running a really great special on my new program, which is the Magnificent Messengers Empowerment Experience. Um, and I got, let's see, I had already had a client before I even did the soft launch. So, and then I received, since then, I think 9 new clients. So and the program is a 10-week program, and people started at all different points. So, and it's one-on-one. So I do the same program with each client one-on-one and work with them individually, you know, with their own unique what they're uniquely bringing to the table. And and it's great because working with a person one on one, it lends to my energy connecting with their energy and my soul connecting with their soul and having this really amazing, you know, kind of alchemical transformation happening with their business and their abundance. And it's just magic. And so what started happening, because I listened to my soul and my soul only, and created a whole new business guided from my soul, and received these clients because of the connection, um, because they felt connected to what my soul had to say. What started happening and continues to happen is they're undergoing these really powerful shifts and shifting in their energy into like a more success oriented space and magnetically attracting more abundance into their life, in the forms of money and in other ways as well. Joy, self-love, love, happiness, fulfillment, freedom, peace, even physical healings in some cases weight loss. I mean, so it's like you connect in with your soul and you really just start to tap into, what do I desire in my life? How do I want to create my life and business to be? What's going to make me feel really happy and fulfilled? And you start doing that, and the happier you allow yourself to be, the more magnetic you are to the people that you're here to serve. And so they start, kind of like coming to you. And sometimes even before you are consciously, starting to market yourself in this new way, things start to happen, things start to turn, and it's all because of powerful inner shifts that are going on. So my clients started, reporting back to me with with all of these amazing things, and it was like, wow, I went into this because I knew that creating and conducting my business from the center of my soul was going to make me feel so much better, so much clearer, so much happier, and it did. Um, in my mind, I hadn't even gotten to the place where I was going to be receiving all these kind of testimonials and client results and things like this. And when that started happening, um, for the most part, I was just staying with it, and I was just like, wow, that's awesome, and we celebrate every week, and and I mean, it has just been just amazing to be and so powerful to be a witness, for that transformation. And because of that, it's also very transformational for me. And so I think what has happened, and the whole reason I wanted to make the video, now that I've told the story, is last week was the first week that I kind of came to the point where I was like, okay, my clients have just been just like, oh, every day and over again, coming back to me and saying, I've had this transformation and this realization and gotten, this these many more clients and was able to pay off that loan and I bought a house and I mean I'm sitting here going, wow, like, clarity on my business, knowing, being more clear on my purpose, knowing um, more clearly now than ever before, what I really desire my business to be, who it makes me really ultra mega happy to work with, and so on and so on. I can't even, count them all. And so taking all of this information, I just knew it. I came to the point, um, it was about a little over a week ago when I was preparing to write a newsletter. I knew I had come to the point where I needed to start sharing about the transformations that my clients were going through and the results and the amazing results that they've been receiving. And so I I felt very nervous about doing this. Um, and, but of course, I am, firmly committed to if I feel nervous or fearful or anxious about doing something, but I know it's time to do it, I just do it and I work through the fear. So I did it and I included it. I included my clients' successes, or some of them, in last week's newsletter. And I, it's like even just thinking back to how I felt, like it's like I'm starting to have shortness of breath now. So so I typed up, speak. I typed up the newsletter, and I got it all, all the information down. And I included, some links to blog posts and videos and things that I had done, and got it all prepared. And it was like pressing send on this one. It was almost like my arm. I can't even talk about it. I'm getting a tickle in my throat. Hold on, sorry. Okay. I felt like my arm was kind of like made of concrete when I went to press send on this newsletter. This newsletter all about the successes my clients were achieving, which and what that translated to was the successes that I've been achieving. Because if my clients are successful, that means I am too. And that was like, so my arm, my big cement concrete arm was like, and I did it and I pressed send and it went out and it was like, woohoo. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like I had like waves of heat going through my body and, uh, and like prickles on the back of my neck, and I just like, oh my goodness, that was one of the hugest things I've ever done. Um, and and then okay, so then I went about the rest of my evening and woke up the next day with this like weird feeling in the pit of my stomach and just like waves of heat and especially the back of my neck, and I thought, what is this? And it was like I felt really ashamed about something. Like, what did I do? Did I really say something weird in my newsletter? Like, and I went back and I read it and it was like, no, I didn't say anything weird. I just told the truth, and the truth about a lot of the success that my clients have been achieving and results that they've been undergoing since beginning to work with me, and it was like, and I felt it again. It was like shame, like I'm so ashamed that I'm successful. And then I realized, well, this is it. That's really what I'm feeling right now. And that's why my arms were like concrete when I was trying to send the newsletter. And um, it was like, wow, that was an amazing realization. And, you know, it wasn't even fear of success. It was, I am successful and I'm ashamed of it. Like, okay. And, and I get nowadays that instead of really like dwelling on why a block has been there and why it's been holding us back, it's kind of more it's not kind of it's more important, it's more effective, let me put it this way, to not only release the block but bring in something new in its place immediately. Because I was really famous for years for releasing blocks. Releasing blocks. I've released a block. I've cleared that block. I've let that block go. And block and block and block and block and block. However, because what was I doing? I was focusing on blocks. Even though I was releasing them, I was still focusing on them. So the universe comes back and meets me in the middle and says, oh, block. Oh, block. Oh, here's another block. Want to release that block? There's a block. Block, 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 block. I sound like a chicken, which is connected with fear in some cases. Poor chickens. But so so what I'm big time, I have learned and I'm now incorporating far more into working with into what I do while working with my clients. Is yes, of course, letting go of what's been standing in our way is important. However, what is now taking its place? So, how did I put it today? It's a great thing to release a block and create space for what is. So it's important to focus on what not only on what is now. What is now? And when I say what is, it is what is now because the block is now gone. So if the block is now gone, what is now? So, and this is interesting because this is actually the first time I'm taking this and applying it to my shame of success thing. So I'm doing work on myself on this video while you're watching. So let's see. Okay. So and okay, so I have released the being ashamed of being a success. I have released that, and on a great call with a group, a mastermind group. I'm sort of a mastermind master soul group that I am in. Um, and if you want any information about that, you can email me and ask me what group it is. As a result of that call, because I was talking to them also about having released this shame around success, one of the women on the call said she could sense that my logically knowing that I'm really good at what I do, and my logically knowing that I'm a success at what I do, having released that shame feeling, that this knowing that I'm a success has traveled from my head to my heart. And man, when she said that, it was like tears, waterworks. I was just like, ah, you're right. And I hadn't really been able to feel that until she said it. And then I knew it was true. And what an amazing thing. So now, okay, so what I released the okay, what I replaced the old block, the old shame with is a heart connection. I've replaced it with a heart connection to my success. Okay. I'm breathing that in. And so since then, on a very small scale yet, I have noticed that it's moving down even more deeply. This knowing that I'm successful is moving more deeply, and I felt it once or twice, even as deeply as my second chakra, and that is a wonderful sign, because of course the second chakra is all about creation, joy. What do we want to joyfully create? What do we have a passion for in our lives? So being able to feel successful in my second chakra is a huge, huge thing. And so now I'm also setting the intention that I now and moving forward am also bringing my success energy down into my root chakra, and then also all the way down into my connection with the earth, so that my success is firmly grounded into the earth and is now running throughout my whole body, throughout every chakra, throughout my energy system, and out into my aura. Woo! That feels good. So I invite you to take a moment right now and ask yourself a couple of things, or go through a couple of steps. So, A, connecting into your soul, ask, you know, am, am I blocked around success? Am I blocked around the aspect of success in my life? If you receive a no, great. That's all you need to know. If you receive a yes, then go deeper and ask, um, what is this block about? Show me the information I need to know about this block against my success. Receive your information, your intuitive inner wisdom around this block. When you see it, you can say to it, thank you. Thank you for being here. I know you came here to serve as a protection for me. I am now ready to release you. And take a few deep breaths, releasing any energy that had once been blocking your success. And as that's releasing and flowing out and away, asking your inner wisdom now, what is here now? What is my new story about success? Where am I feeling my success in my body? Where am I connecting to my success energy? How does that look in my life now? How does it feel? My stomach just growled. I don't know if you could hear it on the on the video. As soon as I put my hands on my second chakra, gurgle. How does my success feel? How does it feel to be my most successful self? And breathing into that. And this is something you can do any time of day, any time you desire to connect or reconnect back in with your success. And I invite you to really just let go of any of that old shame energy and know that you are successful and you have been a success many times and you are now successful, and that not only is that totally okay, but it freaking rocks. Okay. Because that's the new story. So thank you so much for listening. I would love to hear how this video has been of support for you. Okay, sending a lot of love.